Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is All That Glitters, a Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign, and this is episode 29 of our ongoing campaign under the illustrious DMing prowess of Mr. Mike, the Piper, who I will turn it over to in just a moment, after a couple of quick announcements. First of all, welcome everybody. We're happy to have you here joining us tonight for our game of D&D. I want to draw your attention down to the scroll bar at the bottom of the stream here, where you'll see all kinds of wonderful information about our domain dice, which you can see in this game. They're called Domain Dragons, and Dwight appears to be looking right at the only two dragons that remain. But that is going to be taken care of by a little meta, I know Megan's been waiting until one of her games to come up to resubscribe, which is one of the ways you can get us domain dice. So that, boom, we have a new domain dragon there. A $5 tip, a 500 bit cheer, or for every 500 bits of cheering or $5 tip, as well as tier 1 subscriptions, or any subscription really at any tier, resubs, raids, all that good stuff, which is a good time to let you know that Twitch is having Subtember going on right now, and they clarified on their Twitter that during Subtember, if you are a new subscriber with a tier 1 subscription, that subscription will be 50% off for you this month. And if you are converting gift subscriptions or Prime, your free Prime subscription that you get every month, into a tier 1 subscription, those are also 50% off. Subscribing to the channel gives you a little extra couple perks, such as having unique icons next to your name that indicate that you are a subscriber, and for how long determines how many stars you have on our current emote there, as well as giving you access to the standard channel emotes. And we are, I think, about 5 or 6 subscriptions away from unlocking a new emote for the stream. Also down on the bottom, you're going to see three icons or brands mentioned. Jasper's Game Day. Jasper is somebody we are proud to be partnered with, a locally founded here in Michigan organization based on, well, thank you there, Cajun Kevin, for yet another domain dice with that conversion, taking advantage of Subtember. Jasper's Game Day is dedicated to raising awareness and prevention of suicide through tabletop gaming, and their fundraising, which you can access directly in the widget down below the stream, or by typing !Jasper, as I'm about to do. That money goes to fund crisis centers around the country for suicide prevention. Additionally, all right, I'll get to those in a minute. Somebody's playing some more meta here. Additionally, Initiative Coffee Company is another partner where we are bringing you Metade Roast Coffee, a Brazilian and Peruvian medium roast coffee. For every 12-ounce bag of coffee you purchase, $3 of that goes to benefit Jasper's Game Day and those aforementioned suicide prevention crisis centers. Also, the D&D Beyond logo. Mini Terrain Domain is very honored to be powered by D&D Beyond. That means that all of our characters and the game information we get from D&D Beyond, and you can mouse over the stream and you can see the characters listed in a little pop-up, and you can click through and see our character sheets. And that's true of almost every D&D campaign on the channel, which I do want to say, of course, you're here on Monday, so you know we're playing this. Normally, we'll be getting back to it soon. On Sunday nights, we run Tomb of Annihilation campaign, Jolt of Personality, where Megan and Mike are players in that game. Monday nights is our All That Glitters game. Tuesdays, every other Tuesday when I'm not over in the mists of Barovia on Dice on Ice in Megan's Curse of Strahd game. Starting tomorrow is an informal session 0 that we will be broadcasting of our every other Tuesday Legends and Legacies Tales of Phandelver campaign with some amazing people that are a part of that. And then on Thursdays is our Dawnbringers campaign, which Megan is a player in that. And on Fridays now, this Friday will be the third session. Alan of CFT RPG is running Curse of Strahd as another Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and that is a Mini Terrain Domain Presents. And don't worry, Megan, I didn't forget. On Wednesdays, it's not Dungeons and Dragons. That's why it got demoted just a little bit, but it is still an awesome campaign happening. I believe this Wednesday is the return of, and it's the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. Spire, The City Must Fall. Game mastered by Connor of Dice on Ice, produced by Megan, and presented by Mini Terrain Domain. Happening right here. That game is at 9 p.m., and the Curse of Strahd game on Fridays is at 10 p.m. You can see the schedule whenever we're not streaming. Our Stream Offline screen has the full Mini Terrain Domain schedule up there, so be sure to check that out. I do believe that I have covered everything I wanted to cover. So, I'm done with announcements. I'm going to throw it over to our Dungeon Master, the Mass Lord himself, Mike the Piper. It's your show, sir.
I don't even have a mask. Why am I even a Mass Lord? What is even?
Well, then you're the Open Lord, I guess, because you've never... I keep trying to get you to wear a mask. I've sent you like 3. One that was leather with a zipper on the front. I thought you would wear that.
He doesn't know what to say. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
I know what he wants to say, but he's like, I don't know what I can say on your channel.
Everyone dies. Thanks for coming out, everyone. We had a great
that still leaves me with 6 lives.
7 rocks fall on 6 in particular. All right. So, hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Giving up your Monday evening to come share it with us as we delve into the zaniness of Waterdeep and how to get 4 people to make horrible decisions as a group. I'm pretty excited. Now, before we get into the campaign, or before we get into the next session, anyone or can anyone give me a recap? I'm thinking Dwight really wants to do it. I mean, I'm just he's sending out the vibes.
You're muted, buddy.
How much gold we spent last time? That is literally the only thing I wrote down, though.
Oh, there you go.
All of a sudden, I'm the one keeping the notes.
I know Carrie left us a feather.
She did,
and we spent some money. That's what I got.
She left us a feather.
Yeah, it was kind of for everyone, though 6 jumped into it. But hey, that's okay. You know what? I'll give the quick and down and dirty version of this. The party had run into an area of the dock ward just as they were able to stop the Dark Elves from running off with the Stone of Golor. However, the last-ditch effort, the stone was thrown into the drink, and now the only thing separating our intrepid heroes from this powerful artifact is, of course, like 150, 200 feet of water, which I guess should be fine, with the exception that none of them can breathe underwater. Trying to figure out what exactly they can do, they kind of begin to zip around, look, try and figure everything out. They began to explore their new area, somewhat unwanted, as a large group of individuals came to speak to them in a rather brusque manner. Six, being six, said stuff that normally would, make anyone angry. And so, under only a minuscule, a modicum, if you will, of duress, our party got dragged onto the Kraken's Folly, where they met with the captain, who was seemingly, the ship was turned into a tenement of sorts, place where the very poor and destitute people had basically set up places to live. They were kind of watched over by these ruffians, these kind of thugs for hire. And when they had spoken to the captain had mentioned that there was an interesting, very interesting, mildly eccentric, and probably very mad woman named Grinda Garloth, who had an ability to assist them in finding this what they seek. After hemming and hawing and being more than just a little bit paranoid because players, they decided to go speak with Ms. Garloth, and she, in her eccentric and quite possibly mad way, had mentioned that she would like to receive them tomorrow, where she would have them do some work for her, and in return, they could, grab their object that they needed. Now, of course, paranoid players being paranoid players, they were under the assumption that this Grinda would possibly try and steal it. So they decided on option number F at this point. And they decided to go and visit a certain gnome, whose name actually has melted out of my head. What was his name again? Help me out. This guy's name.
Zoblob?
Zoblob?
Thank you. They went back to old Zoblob's shop, and they decided to pick themselves up a potion of water breathing. And of course, sure enough, old Zoblob most certainly had said potion of water breathing. Which, of course, is totally fine. They paid for it, or at least they paid for one. And we left, as we left the party, they were holding this very strange potion, assuming to be a potion of water breathing. And that's pretty much where we left off. So if there are no questions, we'll dive right in. And we're going to dive right in with a question. What the heck are you crazy kids going to do? You are standing by the dock in the area where you're pretty sure the stone had fallen into the water. Bevyn, you have this purplish lavender liquid floating around in this kind of dingy looking bottle, small little bottle.
So I will. I'll open it. I'll sniff it. I just want to know, do I know anything? Does this look like what I would expect a potion of water breathing to be? To look legit?
Well, okay. So I would say, as you pop you open up the cork and you kind of give it a smell. You kind of get it's weird. You do get this very perfumey kind of lavender smell, which seems to be everything in old Zoblob's shop. It's like, if you go to an elderly, like a grandparent's house or an old uncle or aunt that smokes a pipe. And so everything smells like pipe. Everything just seems to smell like this lavender. If you really want to try and make an Arcana check, I think would probably.
That's a 9.
Yeah, you can't really tell. I mean, it could be. It might not be. The only way is to drink it. Are you going to drink it? Are you going to drink it? Are you going to try? You should try it. You should totally try it. Lavender.
I think you should try it, Bevyn. I don't know. I'm scared.
Drink the potion.
You going to drink it? Okay.
Bottoms up. Chug.
All right. As you drink the potion, and immediately. Yeah. So what's your secondary character again?
Make a death saving throw.
At triple disadvantage. At first, everything seems fine. You consume the potion, and the first thing though you get is, have you ever accidentally like taken a sip or drink of seawater, and you get that choking like, why did I make this mistake? And no, so you get this immediate like throat closing, almost like I'm gonna retch this up right now, but you manage to kind of like hold on, kind of keep it in, and for a moment nothing happens, but then you kind of begin to, like, the air seems thick around you, and as you try and breathe in, it becomes harder and harder to breathe. And for the other three of you, you begin noticing these lines kind of appearing on the side of his neck, and they kind of begin to kind of open a bit, almost like cuts, but they're not cuts. They seem more than that. So as you try and breathe, it becomes harder and harder to breathe, to a point where you know in your mind that you have to get into the water if you want to breathe.
Okay, so I'll remove my cloak and my boots and my tunic, and I will jump into the water. I'm just like quick shuffling all this stuff off and like hopping on one foot, trying to get my boots off and gasping a little bit. And I just kind of like do this really not graceful at all tumble/dive into the water.
Okay. As you hit the water, suddenly like the water just rushes in to these newfound gills you have now. And as it processes it, you can breathe, but it's weird because obviously you're not a fish. You've never experienced breathing through gills before. And it's a shock to the system for barely a moment, but your body is already adjusted and everything seems totally fine.
And I swim really fast to the surface and do this really unbelievable like triple flip and Yahoo, and then go back down to the water.
Like
Sure.
Harry Potter.
That's totally not a dig on unrealistic scenes in Harry Potter.
Make me an acrobatic check at disadvantage.
Yeah, let's see how that works out for you, Florian.
It would be a 10 if it was the thing.
You know what? You kind of like at the start, you kind of look like you're building up speed, even though you don't have webbed fingers or toes or anything like that. But you kick up, and you breach, and you kind of look like a breaching whale. And it's more of like a.
I like to think it like feels to me like I'm all the way out of the water, but I like just barely get my head and chest out, and just
It's just a flop.
it's just I'm just pushing water, and
It's a flop. You look like a rambunctious manatee. Right? Very
All right.
rambunctious.
So now that the fun time is over, I will quickly move towards the area where I best think that this thing went down.
Okay. So make me a perception check at disadvantage, because it is dark and you're a human and you don't have dark vision. Yeah, I know, right?
That first one was a crit, and the second one was a 3. So
you're having a hard time seeing
perception is a 5. Oh, so that is a 6.
6.
So
You're trying to hunt around for a small stone, and you can't see. I mean, there's lots of rocks.
Wait,
Mhm.
Bevyn, can you
Mhm.
Is this too meta? Can he detect magic?
No.
Fudge.
I just start. So I remember that something funny happened to 6 when he grabbed it out of the pot. So I'm just going to start rubbing, like feeling around on the floor at anything that feels like a rock, and just kind of see if I notice anything.
Okay. So you swim down. Now this is you're going down like 200 feet, because it's it's a heavy drop off. And as you get down, you see a lot of like stones. And as you're feeling around, you're feeling for brick. You feel pieces of brick, chunks of wood,
dead lobsters.
Something that probably feels like a skull. And as you kind of grope around, I tell you what, let's see how lucky you are. So and I've done this once before. And for all those watching at home, if someone wants to make an insane roll like this, here's what we're gonna do. 6, I would like you to roll the 10 part of a D100, the 10s. And Anna, I would like for you to roll the 1s. And then Bevyn, I would like for you to roll me a D100. And if you want, just private message me, both of you, both 6 and Anna, private message me your results in the chat. Okay. What did you get?
58.
I don't know what that means.
Something happened.
I hope it's okay. And also, Bevyn is an excellent free diver. 200 feet? Good Lord.
Right.
So that's interesting. That's very interesting. So you said you got 58?
58.
As you're feeling around, and this is an impossible task unto itself, you begin feeling and feeling. Suddenly you grab a hold of something, or you touch something, and suddenly it's like, you remember the God, we're really going back in time here, folks. You remember the movie Johnny Mnemonic?
Mnemonic.
Yeah.
Remember when he downloads all that information and it's all of a sudden it's like all this info's in his head? That's basically how you feel. It's like a sudden rush that all of this knowledge is suddenly being like shot into your mind. And it almost feels like it's like a headache, but like a migraine to the nth degree.
But do I know Kung Fu?
You do not. Yeah, I know. Which would have helped you from the Kraken that's about to attack you. No. As you like release for a second, you see now a faint kind of turquoise stone with what looks to be these 3 marks, but they're not 3 marks. They seem like 3 ridges. They almost look like carved eyes onto the stone. Very, very small. Even through it, but you're not looking at the stone. You're looking at the stone, looking through you, looking at the stone.
So it's stoneception?
Exactly.
Right, okay.
Because you grab and I'm assuming you're going to grab the stone. As you grab the stone, you feel this voice in your mind. You don't hear it, but you feel this voice, this deep rumbling voice that is ancient, but ancient in a way that you almost cannot perceive. And the voice speaks to you. Who is this? Who are you? You are not the owner.
So I would think I'll try to vocalize my response, but would I be able to speak, or is it going to get like choked in the water?
No, you'd be able to speak.
Okay. Not the owner, but I'm contracted to find you by the owner, I think.
I see. I see many things in you. Keep me close and hurry back to shore before you get killed.
So I'll quick tuck the stone into my slacks pocket and
Okay. And I
back up.
need sure. And I need Ash, can I get you to roll me a D20? Let me know what you get.
Sure. Private message or public?
Nope, public. That's totally cool.
All right. Oh, it's a 2.
2A. Give me one quick second here.
Hope it's not bad. Yeesh.
It is not. So you make it past like back to shore, but you do feel like there's something else in the water with you. And that probably assists you in going even faster. And sure enough, it does not take much time for you to break the surface. And as you break the surface and come up on land, the gills kind of begin to close up. The air seems to be a bit unpleasant, is now a lot much more breathable. And you now have the stone. Or a stone. I mean, it could be a giant red herring. Yeah, it could be.
So as I pull myself up on the land, I'm gonna reach back in, and I'll just kind of lightly touch the stone, and I'll just kind of think, hoping he can hear me, that we made it. So what next?
Next, we speak. And after we speak, I tell you where you can find your ambition.
And I try really, really, really hard not to grin. And like I'm fighting back a smile and looking around to see if
you feel this entity somewhat smiling.
Mm-hmm.
And it says to you, I am always amused at you lesser creatures and your desires for precious metals and gems. Maybe if you lived as long as my kin, you would know and understand there is more. But keep me close, so I may attune my thoughts to your thoughts.
I'll pull my hand away and start looking around for the others.
I think while Bevyn had jumped in, he'd kind of thrown his cloak and boots just everywhere, and Anna would have gathered them up and would be waiting. Well, did you find it?
And I'll just kind of pat the my leg where the stone is, and I just nod at Anna. Are the other two there? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm there, but I'm across the street, away from the water's edge.
I'll thieves' cant, just a signal that we need to talk. Kind of, we need to talk offline.
Anna would nod and hand you back your cloak and shoes.
I'd be coming along.
So are we good?
And I'll pat my leg again. Got it. Let's keep it hidden, and let's make haste back to the inn. And I just kind of dry off as best I can and throw my cloak and whatnots back on. And I just immediately start walking. I'm like, I don't want to be around here right now.
Okay. So you guys right now are in Mistshore. Unfortunately, the Waterdeep interactive map that I've been using doesn't really have an area that is considered Mistshore. The closest one that I did mention that we were near is going to be Spices Street and Dock Street. So you are essentially near Fellhauer's Fine Fish. Are you guys going to walk back, take a carriage back?
I will flag down the first carriage that I see. I'm just trying to.
Sure. A couple of carriages go by. Not a lot of them want to pick up people from this area. However, at the kind of fourth try, you kind of frantically wave. Carriage quickly stops. You get in. You can definitely tell this person's kind of upping the amount a bit for the group of you to get going. But yeah, judging by how hard it was to flag one down, maybe that's what you want. She looks at the group of you and says, 15 silver, take you back to where you want to go.
Right. And I'll quickly grab the coins, like no questions asked, fork it right over.
Nice. All right. She quickly grabs the coins, pops it somewhere hidden, and kind of snaps her horses into quick order. And within 10 minutes, from some very quiet streets with very few people around, you make it back to Troll Skull Manor. It would be Troll Skull Manor because the tavern is the Nobody's Inn. So we're not going to start that again. That's right. But for all intents and purposes, you are home.
We could rename our home Nobody's Out.
Get out.
I'm tired. I'm tired. That was weak.
It was.
I rolled for joke. I got a 1.
Aww.
Womp womp. So yeah, you guys are home now. So what would you?
I immediately head upstairs to the study, and I will reach and grab. So I'll go straight to my room first, and as I get to my room, I will pull the stone out, and I'll just ask. I can keep you in my safe, or I can keep you with me.
With you.
Right.
Always with you.
So I will, then I'll just kind of set him down while I change clothes, pick him back up, and I grab just a spare pouch that I have, and I will secret it away in one of my hiding spots inside of under my cloak, and I'll head back out to the main room.
Sure. I just need to check something really quick.
Can I tell? Is it only speaking to me when I'm in physical contact with it, or can I sense it at all just inside the pouch? Or
you always feel that it's kind of like a part of you.
Okay.
Now, how do I? Actually, no, it's fine. So yeah, as you think it's going to take some time to really attune and kind of understand,
mm-hmm.
To understand like what what it is that you can get. However, I need one quick second here because I didn't really. Okay. I need Anna to roll me a D100, and then I need you to roll me a D100.
Me?
Yep.
Tonight's game brought to you by 10-sided dice.
Hey, have you tried World of Darkness?
And a 17.
Okay, 17 for you, and an 8 for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's okay. Interesting. Okay.
Ominous.
It is. It's totally ominous. All right. So, actually, I'm going to write that down.
Mike is being exceptionally cryptic tonight.
Well, I have to be.
I know.
Because I have to be because it's the Stone of Golor. So,
If you cut down on your caffeine intake there, Bevyn, it's supposed to reduce the occurrence of stones of Golor.
Boo. Okay. And death.
Sorry, did you say death?
Sorry, detrimental property.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
I put it down as deficiency. So,
Don't scare me, Mike. Don't.
and that is so perfect. Okay, perfect. So, what about the rest of you? What are the rest of you going to be doing while?
I feel like we have been traipsing all around Waterdeep lately, and I'm going to uncork a bottle of wine and pour a glass for anybody who would like one, and suddenly remember, hey, aren't we supposed to pick up a sommelier soon?
Well, what time is it?
It's late. It's probably close to 11:30, 12 o'clock at
So
night.
we should. I think Ash would look at 6. I think we have to get him tomorrow at like noon. I think, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's good, because I was thinking we were supposed to pick him up today, and that we were late.
Maybe.
Ash should start second guessing herself. Anna, do you know?
You two are going to pick him up tomorrow.
Okay. At noon. It's not tonight. It's definitely tomorrow.
Right.
Okay. Ash looked through her notes to try and find the time. I didn't know.
That's probably not a bad thing.
So I think Ash would look at 6, probably sit down for some wine as well. What do you think Bevyn is doing up there with that stone? Shouldn't we just go turn it in right now? Or is it really that too late?
Do you think anyone would be up right now? Even, those who want to scam us, allegedly.
Allegedly. It just, it sounded pretty important, but
Well, I mean, I don't know how the criminal underworld works so much, but generally I know that most people, they don't like to be disturbed too late at night.
should we check on Bevyn? I mean, he's always pretty quiet, but I mean,
I'll go. I'll go
Okay.
check on him.
Sounds good.
And Anna would go. Wait, didn't Bevyn say he would come down to the common
Yes.
room? So maybe
Oh, okay.
they run into each other.
Yeah. Okay. So I maybe like as I'm walking out of my room, we kind of bump into each other.
Did you put it somewhere safe?
And I just kind of I just nod. It's hard to explain. It.
What happened? You seem nervous.
The fucking
what?
rock talk to me. There's a voice. There's a voice on a rock, and it talked to me. And it said it can tell me things about what we want.
Did it tell you where the treasure is?
It hasn't yet, but I think that might be what it's talking about. It said to give it time, so I'm keeping it close until. But we can't turn it in yet. We can't.
Are you sure that's a good thing for you to keep it close?
It made it pretty clear I wasn't supposed to let go of it. It's old, huh? Old. I don't know how to explain, but it's not right and proper, that's for sure.
Right. Well, we're not going to give it in right away, and we can kind of put it off so you can figure out what it means.
Right. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to think what it's got to think, but and I'm just, you can tell that I'm just really flustered by this. So.
Right, and if you start speaking different languages that you don't know and start floating up in the air, I will stab you in the heart, because that's what friends are for.
I chuckle a little bit. I expect nothing less. Right. I could use a drink.
Right. Just be careful.
Right.
All right?
Right. And I'll start heading downstairs.
All right. So then as you kind of all congregate, I assume you're just going to spend the evening here. No late night traipsing around some, crime infested area or anything like that. But as you spend the evening, you eventually all go to bed unless there's something in particular you guys needed to hash out or anything. Is there anything you guys want to do in particular before you go hit the hay?
Before everyone goes, Anna wants to bring out the small vial that she has. She holds it up into the candlelight so that everyone can see its contents. Look what I made. I made this with my own hands.
You physically made the vial?
Beat me to it.
She looks she just scowls at Asche for a second.
I'm sorry.
If I was a player, I would have said the same thing. That is.
I didn't know that you could blow glass.
That's pretty impressive. I have trouble doing that, and I use freaking fire.
Right. No. What's
Asche is
in
tired.
the vial?
What is it? Is it? Did you make a perfume?
Do I look like? No. It's.
I did not mean any offense by it. I just usually see perfumes in little glass vials like that.
Guys are making this very exciting. It's poison. I made it. She seems very excited.
I feel like this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know how things work in the circles you normally travel in, but I feel like this is not the thing you're supposed to brag about.
I'm not bragging about.
I made the
It's right in the
poison.
open.
Hey, everybody, I made poison. Be careful around me with your drinks.
I mean,
right?
At which point, I kind of put my hand over my glass of wine.
Right, but you should know that anyway. I'm just saying that instead of buying it, I made it.
that's really cool. What kind of poison is it? Is it fast acting, slow acting? I don't know. I don't know poison.
You don't know a lot about poisons, do you?
Of course not.
I don't either. I would. Already, you have said more choices of poison than I would have thought.
To be honest, I'm not really sure. I found a book in the library and I kind of read it. And right, I made it. I'm looking to test it out.
Oh goodness.
Smiles.
Not it.
Okay. Is it supposed to be a deadly poison or a just make you sick poison?
I think it's pretty deadly.
Then let's save that. Let's definitely save that.
I'm just saying,
How-
if we ever get into a row with someone, please let me stab them first so I can see what happens.
Okay. I mean, the ethics of this are a little. I don't know how I feel about it.
Ash,
I mean, if she's
Should be called the murderiest hobo.
gonna stab someone,
It's pretty.
What's the
So
harm in
what you're
having it?
saying is, it's pretty much a given that at some point in our near future, you are going to have to stab somebody, and you would like to be able to do it first, so that you can try out your poison.
Wait, it's a bad test because the person might die from the stabbing rather than the poison. We don't know which is doing the work here.
I've been using blades for a long time. I
Okay.
know what's a killing stab and what's a light. I'll just lightly stab them.
Just lightly. Just a nice friendly poke in the ribs. I'm sure they
Right.
appreciate it.
Right, but just if
I
can be-
understand though. I do. I understand.
if I could be honest for a second, I'm a little bit jealous of you, Ash, and Six.
Yeah.
I don't say
And-
anything, but I sit up a little bit.
like, Bevyn just looks aghast. Like, this is a watershed moment for Anna.
And I think Ash would look a little surprised because I'm like, I mean, I just got here. I look up to you guys, and you, Anna, you're so patient with all of us. It's amazing, and I don't know, like, what? I don't know. I could teach you maybe some magic, possibly. I don't know. You have a lot of cool skills too. Potion is badass.
Right.
Did
That's the thing. I can't do magic. You know, when I was little, I tried very hard. My brother he could do magic. So could my whole family. But I couldn't. Ever.
Mm.
So I just wanted something extra that I could do, you know?
Well, this is definitely extra. I don't know the first thing about potions, poisons, that stuff. And I think it's going to be like an awesome thing to hone in on, is really going to help the group too. I think that's so cool. And I do hope we get to test it. Hopefully it's not a bad guy, you know, because all that's confusing and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I think that's so cool.
And if
Fine.
any of you ever bring this up again, right? My family or me being squishy, I will take your eyes out with a spoon.
Well,
But this
Understood.
that's
Got
why not a knife or a pitchfork?
Spoon is pretty effective. I don't know. I think
I mean,
I get it.
you know, if you and not only that, that's like if you want to take put the eyes out of someone you really don't like, because I mean, it's like, you know, like spoons, they got like a little bit of a point on them, but not too much, especially if it's a teaspoon or a grapefruit spoon.
Can we
Right?
stop talking about gouging out people's eyes?
I'm just saying. Well, then you gotta dig right in there. And
We
it's just,
found the
No.
line. We found the line. Poisoning is okay. Stabbing is okay. Gouging out eyes with a grapefruit spoon, too far.
Just eyes. Let's just stay away from the eyes.
okay, that's fair. You know what? Everyone's got a thing.
Certainly for Ash. Let's stay away from the eyes.
Well,
And Bevyn walks over to Anna and just, I hope you know how much we value your contributions. I don't think any of us think you need to do more, but if this makes you happy, I think it's great. Good work.
it's pretty impressive.
And thanks for helping to corral me and Six in. I know sometimes we're a little much. That's why we need you. I think if it was just us and Bevyn, he'd be long gone. Six and I would be running this place to the ground, right? Right, Six? Maybe. That's just what I get.
I just give you a sideways look.
I don't. Am I trying too hard?
I just give you a look of it. You speak for yourself.
Okay. You know what? I'd still be lost in the city. That's all.
Well, look, it's getting pretty late. We've gotten a lot done today. We've got more to do tomorrow. So what say we get some rest? We'll take care of this sommelier tomorrow and figure out what to do with this stone.
Sounds good.
I will finish my glass of wine and give a large, just exaggerated tabaxion. I'm going to bed.
All right, and then the rest of you.
Yeah. Following along.
Yeah, I'd definitely go to bed. You didn't get to...
Define
Never mind.
following along. You're just going to bed, or are you following me to bed? It was a bad joke. Sorry, I'm tired.
So
Use your inside voice, or you think these things. Don't say them, Jake.
So as you all make your way to bed and sleep it off, or just sleep, this is probably the good part where we'll take a 10-minute break, and we will be back with more Waterdeep Durganhurst. And we'll see what this has to do with anything. Maybe it's a sommelier. Maybe it's 15 bugbears. Who knows?
Oh, crud.
Because Waterdeep.
Well, Anna's got her poison.
So we're prepared. Anna will protect us. We got poison.
All right, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Hey, internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is The Intermission. Mini Terrain Domain, or MTD, is a channel dedicated to the love of and participation in the world of tabletop role-playing games. Whether we're designing encounters or miniature terrain, building worlds or dice towers, or just playing games, everything we do here is because we love this amazing hobby. That is why the mission statement of Mini Terrain Domain is simply imagine, build, play. If you like to watch live play or actual play D&D games, you can do so at twitch.tv/Mini Terrain Domain 3 days a week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays, you can join us for Cult of Personality, a long-running campaign set in the Tomb of Annihilation adventure setting. On Mondays, you can join us for All That Glitters, a Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign guaranteed to be epic proportion. And every Thursday night, you can join us for Dawnbringers, the Forge of Fury. This is a series of mini campaigns going across the gamut of several well-known modules. Season 1, which is available on youtube.com/mini-terrain domain, took place in the Sunless Citadel. And Season 2 is currently taking place in the Forge of Fury. If you can't join us in the chat for our live shows, that's okay. You can usually catch the roleplay, or rather the replay, on YouTube just 2 days later. If you're a fan of what we do here and you'd like to support what we do, there are a variety of ways you can do this. First, simply follow the Twitch channel or hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Next, make sure you follow all of the participants of each game or show on their various social media platforms. To do this, if you're watching live with us on Twitch, you can simply type an exclamation point and that person's name into the Twitch chat, or on YouTube, you can look down below the information bar and all of their links can be found there. Finally, if you would like to provide monetary support, which flows right back into the production of the channel so we can continue making great content, you can join the growing list of patrons on Patreon. Additionally, you can also use Ko-Fi or Coffee to buy a coffee or two. I like coffee. But the absolute best way to support the channel is to follow and subscribe on Twitch and YouTube and join us in the chat. If you have an Amazon Prime account and you link it to your Twitch account, you can subscribe to one channel per month absolutely free. No matter what you decide to do, we are just happy to have you here. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more great content in just a few moments. Remember, metadata!
Hi everyone, I'm V and I have the YouTube channel The Crafting Muse. Please be sure to go over there and check it out if you too would like to learn how to make some tabletop terrain, paint miniatures, as well as some game accessories. I'm always happy to have new subscribers over there.
Learn the ways of the Game Master, the Dungeon Master, and delve into the minds of the players. If you're looking for adventure, excitement, thrills, and a dice-rolling good time, grab the modules each month and play the campaign with your gaming group with quest givers DM Scotty and DMG. They're taking you on an epic journey through the role-playing experience every Friday. You're sure to get hooked on adventure.
And we really liked the idea of creating adventures together, so we thought that'd be a lot of fun to share with you guys.
I didn't think this kind of stuff would come out of my brain. We are quest givers, and I'll see you in the next video.
Adventure Mixtape, a music and adventure anthology, is a collection of 4 adventures for the 5th edition of the world's most popular role-playing game. The adventures are setting neutral and meant to be seamlessly dropped into any world that has a large seaside city and a jungle environment. With a bit of adaptation, the environments could be changed to suit any group. In Treaty of the Tiger King by Kelsey Dion of the Arcane Library, a distant king arrives at the city to negotiate the peaceful end of a war, but the Mercenary Guild has other insidious plans for him. Will the players be able to thwart assassination attempts against King Rami and help him negotiate circles of social intrigue in order to finally end the war? In Madness of the Majestic Menagerie by Ken Brees of Burling's Beard, the famous Majestic Menagerie draws hordes of visitors to the metropolis and cultural hub known since time immemorial as Splendor by the Sea. But now the gates of the famous zoo have been shut and the grand opening of the new section has been jeopardized by a spate of mysterious accidents and, it's whispered, grievous injuries due to uncontrollable creatures. Mr. Majestic seeks to hire investigators and troubleshooters who can keep a low profile to iron out any problems before the impending grand opening becomes a complete disaster. Do you have what it takes to uncover what's driving the madness that's befallen the Majestic Menagerie? In The Infernal Collection by Sharm Biswas, when an influential fashion designer is found dead days before a major fashion show, heroes are called in to solve the mystery, prevent any further destruction, and help the fashion house prepare for the show. Gorillas in Their Midst by Jacob W. Norman of Mini Terrain Domain is a pulp action adventure wrought with perilous challenges and high possibility of death. But what is adventure without danger? Of course, there is the lure of vast piles of unclaimed treasure and the accompanying fame that await those intrepid adventurers who would defy the odds and plunge into the heart of darkness. In this adventure, the characters will face raging river rapids, wicked waterfalls, poisonous plants, venomous vines, sinking sands, treacherous traps, and the vicious jungle demon itself, Awakanegori. Grab your satchels, fedoras, and bullwhips. Adventure awaits. The Adventure mixtape also comes with 4 original songs inspired by and written for the heroic adventures herein. This collection of music and story is something unique. We had no better word for it than mixtape. If you ever received a cassette, CD, or digital playlist curated to take you on a memorable journey, then you'll recognize what you find inside this volume. Also included in the Adventure mixtape, courtesy of Kelsey Dion of the Arcane Library, are exclusive combat cards. Special cards that contain all of the items, monsters, and spellcasters found within these adventures to make running your adventure all the more easier. Adventure Mixtape, a music and adventure anthology, is available exclusively on drivethrurpg.com.
Cryforth, once home to the most wondrous kingdom the world had ever known, blasted to nothing in just a fortnight. It is here that the fiends of hell walk among us. It is here where all things die. Welcome to Cryforth. Demon invaders roam the landscape and have conquered all. The world is a ravaged and wrathful wasteland, where the old world lies buried beneath the blood and sand with its gods and its secrets. Water is fought over with blood and steel. Compatible with the 5th edition of the world's oldest fantasy role-playing game, this book contains all new character creation options, including all of the familiar classes with new aspects befitting the ravaged wastelands of Cryforth, along with new backgrounds, subclasses, spells, feats, and so much more. New races will allow you to play as the cursed Asche Elves, the Forsaken Humans, the Primordial Incarnate, the Proud Orcs, the Reptilian Suri, or the Infernal-Blooded Tieflings. New game mechanics such as blood, grit, and effort give your games an intense focus on lethality and survival. Numerous roll tables full of ideas to help bring your games to life. Featuring incredible thematic art by Brandish Gilhelm of Runehammer Games, as well as Lloyd Collins. The people of Cryforth are not heroes. In Cryforth it is courage just to survive. Will you rise to face the tide of demons, or will you succumb to the hostile elements? Available now on drivethrurpg.com.
Is it really?
It is.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. And we're going to pick up with these fine fellows and fellows, friends.
Fillets?
We're not starting. I mean, I'm not going through that whole big long spiel again like we did the last time with all the Fs and everything else. You know what? There's a shirt you can buy with all of the entire that in its entirety, and yeah, it's pretty cool though. But anyway, as we pick up after the break, you've all already come down and have had your breakfast. All of you slept well, except for Bevyn. Bevyn,
I didn't expect to.
of course not. You had a dream, but it's one of those dreams where you're pretty sure you're having a nightmare, but you don't. Your mind wasn't disseminating it like a nightmare, but it should have been. You dream like you were swimming, but you didn't need to come up for air. You were swimming down in the depths, and you felt powerful, so powerful. Nothing would touch you. Nothing would ever hurt you. But the more you swim through this kind of murky, kind of green cloudish water, you feel like you're not swimming in some body of water like a lake or an ocean or even a creek or anything. You're swimming through your own mind. And you feel like you are seeing everything that you've done. But not only seeing everything that you've done, disseminating everything. Every lockpick, every deal, every backroom backstab, every single thing that you've done analytically, you are absorbing it, you are disseminating it, and you are taking it all in. And it's only towards the end of the dream that you feel that it's not you. And you feel that these memories, all this information, this knowledge that you have is being eaten slowly, digested, taken, and basically being taken in by this thing that is making it better and more powerful. And then you awake. This, of course, was at least a good half an hour ago, but you cannot shake this dream. You cannot shake this thought. And even as you eat the last of your crispy bacon, your toast, and your fruit, I don't know what you have for breakfast. I don't know what Bevyn Wiseacre has for breakfast. Maybe eggs, some bacon, porridge. I don't know, squash.
That still sounds great.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Except for the squash.
He's not really a picky eater, so.
That's fair. But as you finish consuming your breakfast, that is still on your mind. The time now, or at least the time when you all had woken up, is probably around 9 a.m. as you had quite the experience last evening.
So, Asche and I are going to go get the sommelier around noon. Don't we have to go all the way to the... Aren't we supposed to pick them all the way up at the north gate?
I believe so. And hopefully, I mean, we should definitely leave soonish, because I who knows, he might show up early.
It's probably not a bad idea to get there early anyway, and just to get a sense of what is around the area. Maybe we can have I don't know, maybe we get one of these carriages, and we tell them to, we hold them, we hire them to, because he's not going to want to walk.
Well, we should walk there, and then on the way back, we'll get a carriage. So we could save a little bit of money, and we got plenty of time.
Oh yeah, money. I better check my. I better see if I even have any. Oh yeah, I've got a little bit of coin.
Yeah, I don't.
Haven't we been earning money from some jobs?
Have we done any jobs?
Have we earned any money, Bevyn?
And Bevyn's just not. He's lost, not really hearing anything.
Weren't you supposed to vet some people for the Harpers 6?
What was I supposed to? I was supposed to vet them. What? Oh, I don't know what these words vet these, but
Interview, see if they're good enough.
yeah, I was supposed to the doppelgangers. I don't remember where that left off. We got sidetracked with this.
Well, that was a way we were going to get money.
Wait a minute. I think they are supposed to meet us here. If my notes are correct. Are these two related, Mike? Because it's been a while. I have a note that we met with the friends because they're my friend, 3 strings friends.
So
3 doppelgangers, 100 gold pieces each. And then the next note I have is made contact with Bonnie. She and her friends will meet us in 2 days at Nobody's Inn.
That's
if
correct.
I remember correctly, we met them at the Yawning Portal.
You met Bonnie at the Yawning Portal, and she had mentioned that in 2 days' time she was going to bring her and her 2 companions over to the Nobody's Inn and do that. And because I'm a magnanimous dungeon master, I will say that you do remember that this was 2 days ago. So today is supposed to be the day.
Perfect. We've set up a double date trope from sitcoms.
Oh, Christ.
You did to a degree, except for the fact that you are meeting the sommelier at noon, and they're supposed to come around 4.
Okay, that's better.
Let's hope there's no zany mix-ups. I have to run to the bathroom and change outfits. Oh, wait. I didn't watch every 80s sitcom ever.
Boo.
Boo.
So, yeah. So that's basically what you would have remembered.
Did you want us to take a look at them before they come here today? Bev and I could do that before you, or while you're going to get the
Shouldn't somebody make sure that this place is good to go for him? Wait. Well, you're reminding me of things that I'm supposed to do. Aren't you supposed to be making sure that the safe is foolproof?
Right. Yes.
Good Lord.
Professionals. You cats. Professionals.
Well, Bevyn wasn't stoned over his morning coffee. No pun intended. I really didn't mean that.
Just this right now instantly makes me think of actually running a business. There always is something you have to do. Good God. I wish I could be 4 people.
Well, I mean, the safe takes precedent, don't you think? I think so.
Well, we can always divide and conquer, possibly. I have no problem picking up the sommelier.
We have time.
If
we go get the sommelier and we take him with the carriage back here, it's only going to take a little bit. We get him settled in, and then I can deal with, or we can deal with the doppelgangers.
All right. I guess it'll work. Is there any extra work that had to be done on the safe, or it's just guarding it, right? I don't quite remember.
Well, we needed to make sure that it can't be broken into, that it really is as good as it's supposed to be.
Got it.
What? Should do that. Anna goes to get up.
So, in that case, before we go to the sommelier, I think it would be wise to maybe do a little bit of cleaning. Make this look pristine.
I mean, we do have, 4 or 5 employees downstairs. Unless you're talking about this place, our house.
He's staying up here, isn't he?
Yes.
No, we were going to give him the guest room off of my room. At least that's what I thought we were going to do.
Yeah.
Does
And I
it,
think
does, I mean, I don't want to assume, but doesn't Lef usually keep this place looking pretty good?
I mean, everything you've seen, like your employees have been extremely, extremely like diligent and quite hardworking.
I mean, like our apartments, our house part.
Oh, your place.
Lef was keeping that
Yeah,
place
Lift.
clean.
Yeah, Lift's been doing his part to kind of keep everything nice. Like it's. I mean, it used to be his home, so I mean, he obviously like cares about this place to keep it decent. Even picking up after you, slovenly individuals.
So, Bevyn, why don't you, and I'll reach over and just sort of, like, grab the, the pot with some coffee or whatever, juice or something in it, and just, like, refill Bevyn's glass as I pat him on the shoulder. Why don't you just stay here and, pensively stare off into the middle distance? I think you've got that covered.
It takes a beat or two, but, you know, oh, right. That's right. That's a good idea, Six. I'll do that.
I look at Anna and I just give her one of these, like, and then do the whole, keep an eye on him.
Anna just gives the slightest nod. But then, right. And well, wait, what time is it? It's morning, right?
It's like 9 something in the morning.
Yeah, it's like 9 something.
Right. And I'm going to go break into the safe. Okay, bye. If you see me, I lose. And then she'll close the door to go outside. She'll say, "Starting now." She's gonna,
like hide and seek.
So I guess no time like the present. I know it's early, but we'll take a nice walk. How long does it take to get all the way to the north end of town?
Well, it'll be the south end. You're to meet at the south ward. So I mean, it's
by the south gate.
Yeah, it's going to take a little while. Matter of fact, if I was to calculate a distance here,
I can't get mine to work
there. And then, oh boy, right there.
Oh boy.
So you're thinking it's probably going to take you, if you walked, about 48 minutes.
Okay.
Ugh. Okay.
I mean, we've got like 3 hours before we're supposed to pick him up. Let's walk, see what we can see along the way. It's cool to get out in the city in the morning and prowl around.
Yeah, I don't know the city that well anyway, so the Six, is there like any cool places you suggest while we're on the way? Maybe we can take a little tour.
I figure we will just walk and see if anything sticks out.
It sounds good to me.
To be honest, I don't know this part of the city that well either.
Hopefully we don't get lost.
I mean, I feel pretty confident that even if we go straight to the south on the main roads, we're going to get where we're going.
Yes, we should be fine.
So which way do you want to go? Is there just like you just want to stick to the main road, the high road, and then make your way down the high, like continue on the high road all the way down to the southern gate, or Weymouth is the general area.
I think high roads would be the safest and most efficient way to get there.
Plus, I feel like that's where most of the market stalls and the shops and all the good stuff is along the main road.
Ooh, I could ask and see if anyone maybe knows about that whole guild stuff to see what's going on.
Who?
You remember why I came here, right? It wasn't that long ago.
Oh yeah, you're looking for a... What was it again?
It was a totally different campaign. So
the whole ceramics guild thing. I mean...
Yeah, what's the place called?
The Muddy Paws.
Ah, yes.
It was run by Tabaxi like yourself.
Yeah, of course. I totally remember what we're talking about.
Sure.
It sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I'm telling you the truth. I absolutely do
Okay.
remember this.
I'm sorry. But, yeah, I didn't... Yeah, still gotta kind of find out what's going on there eventually. But, let's not dawdle too much.
Us, Dodal? Never.
We'll get there right on time. We'll get there when we need to be there.
All right, so what shop are you looking for in particular?
Me? Oh, shoot.
Well, either one of you, because I know Six, you had also mentioned that as you're walking down the high road, there are many, many shops. If there's anything that you're looking for, to like anything you're looking to purchase or anything to that effect.
I know I think we had been to a shop, I think last episode or something, but Asche would be interested in maybe getting a healing potion or two, since her magic doesn't really specialize in that.
That's fair. The very first shop that you would still be in the Troll Skull Alley. You would actually know that Fala Lefalier, a wood elf druid, they have a shop called Corellan's Crown. It is an herbalist shop, and also has like apothecary, like any sort of like healing or any other specialty potions that you might need.
All right. And I think while there, Asche would approach. It's Fala, right? You said.
Yeah.
I'm looking for maybe some healing potions, but I also have a friend of mine who's kind of interested in trying to make poisons and stuff like that. I know you guys special in more healing and tinctures and, more beneficial things, but do you have anything, maybe a scroll or a book of, stuff like that?
Fala kind of wrinkles their nose a bit, and they say, understand that poisons are not something to take lightly. Who is this friend of yours? I assume also a mutual friend of Six's? And Six, would you be there as well?
Yeah, probably just kind of absent-mindedly with a single claw, just like tink, tink, tink on a couple glass bottles, but I have healing magic. I don't have a need for potions and such. But
if Fala does look at you kind of sideways and like in a very kind of curious way.
It's not she's not so much that she wants to do bad things. It's kind of a hobby. She just wants to be able to have something that she can call her own.
Poison kills.
Hmm.
And killing is not necessarily a hobby. However, give me one quick sec here. If Anna wishes to speak to me, she can do so herself.
But it would... Okay. Well, fair enough on the poison part. I understand that. What if... Do you have any scrolls or ingredients maybe to make like a smoke bomb or something that's maybe more defensive and less hurting people?
No, unfortunately not. Those are...
Shucks.
Are you trying to buy Anna a present?
I kind of...
Well, that's very nice.
I think it's cool, and I understand, like, sometimes feeling a little behind in some areas. Like, yeah, we do magic, and I think it would be cool to make her even feel, like, more comfortable and useful and awesome in her own way. So if she's going towards potions of all sorts, why not help that?
Are you sure she's not going to just Want to take out your eye?
No. But
Me
hopefully
either.
not.
It's really hard to tell with her.
I'll tell you what I do have. How about that?
That'd be wonderful.
I have several potions, ones that I make all myself. I have a potion of animal friendship that allows you to bond with an animal if you so desire for a pet. I have a potion or two of climbing, which will allow you to, well, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I have 2 types of healing potions, a standard healing potion and a greater healing potion. And I also have potions of water breathing as well.
Ooh. So first, how much are the standard healing potions?
A standard healing potion is 50 gold.
50 gold. 50 gold. I would look at 6 and I'm like, I don't know if I have that. I think I haven't personally for Asche has not gained any money during this that I know of. Is there any income from the inn, or how is that done?
There should be. I mean, you guys, I think last time we did roll last session, and you guys actually, I think, came out fairly well.
Yeah, but Bevyn's been keeping all that in the safe. I tried to talk to him about it. I tried to talk to him about it this morning, but he was all staring off into nothingness.
For the purposes of not being, too nitpicky about that,
yeah.
I assumed that you would have access to those funds, just as long as you don't hey, I need 5,000 gold pieces for a fetching set of pantaloons.
Got it.
Six immediately stops looking at a fetching set of pantaloons that caught his eye.
Right now I have Ashe as her personal coffers being 10 silver and 30 gold, and that's it.
More than me.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay. I thought I was low.
We have quite a bit, so I just message everybody in the group with a draw from our earnings. So just go with that, and then I'll adjust our group total accordingly.
Okay.
Oh, wow. My coin purse is heavier than I thought it was.
Fala does mention that they have 4 healing potions currently in stock.
Okay. I think Ashe would be interested in that. And how much would the animal friend one be?
The potion of animal friendship is 125 gold.
125. Hot damn Christ.
Ashe.
What? Yes.
I will be your friend, and I won't charge you 125 gold.
You won't charge me 125 gold?
You don't need a potion to be friends with me.
Oh. Oh, I really appreciate that, 6. I was thinking for Anna, what would you want to... What do you think, the animal friendship or the climbing? I mean, climbing's probably really useful in her
Well, I can tell you from experience, Anna could use a little bit of help in the area of climbing. She's not as gifted as I am, and I pop out my claws. I've bested her more than once to the top of a building.
Yeah, none of us, I don't think, could best you as far as climbing.
Don't tell Anna that.
All right. Maybe something like that if we got to do some sneaking around.
Even with the potion, I'm not so sure.
How much is the climbing potion?
The climbing potion is also 50 gold. And I have 3 of those.
Okay. I would like to buy then, please, 1 standard healing and the climbing.
All right. So deduct 100 gold.
I will chip in 25. I'll split the climbing potion with you.
Cool. Thank you. That'll be nice.
All right. Deduct 75 and deduct 25 from you, 6.
Sounds lovely. Let's do that.
D&D Beyond does all the math for you.
Sure does.
I love it. Who has time to add and subtract numbers together?
I know, right?
So, Fala asks, will there be anything else?
This is, I mean, I feel pretty good about this, and we said we weren't going to dawdle, and we have not even made it off our street yet.
Oh my gosh, you're right, Six. We should probably go. Let's go. Let's go find the sommelier. I'm a little nervous about this guy. It seems like a lot is, riding on the inn potentially right now.
I think it looks pretty good. We paid some pretty good money, and Bevyn did a good job coordinating to get the upgrades and to make it look really nice. And I think you should have seen it when we first came into this place. It was a mess.
Yeah. I have to say, I'm kind of relieved. Back when at the gate, I had to, run a lot of stuff, and it's just so much. I kind of appreciate getting to take a little bit backseat on all of this running the place. Kind of nice.
So as a group of you as the two of you begin to walk out and walk down the high street, we are going to cut now over to Bevyn and Anna. What are you two crazy cats doing? No, not you, Jake.
As everybody left, as soon as the other two left, I would have tried to just make contact with the stone.
Okay.
So just kind of like, are you there?
What do you desire?
Who are you?
I am Golor.
And you said you can help me find my ambition.
I know what you seek. And yes, I can help you. You will find your prize in an old converted windmill far from here.
That's it?
Well, what were you expecting?
Well, there's a lot of windmills far from here. That's pretty shite for information, if you ask me.
Well then. Fine. Look, it is to the north, where the lands are fertile and food is plentiful.
Right.
I think it was better with that damned cat.
So I'm just kind of contemplating. So you're going to give me what I want. What is it that you want?
You will know when the time is right.
You're not one for straight talk, are you?
I have lived too long to be blunt. I am as old as your gods. And one day I shall smite them down from their ivory towers. And it shall be me, and my kin, that will take back control of Faerun and all of Erstil. The world will be ours once again, as it was in creation.
That's quite the complex you got there. But luckily I don't have much use for gods, so... Well, maybe we can work together. What?
Oh, good.
So I go find this windmill. Again, it's just a old windmill to the north where there's food. So all right. You can go to Anna for a little bit because my brain's broken.
I thought you froze for a minute.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, oh god.
Because you stopped moving. I was like, oh, did we lose Dwight?
Bevyn.
Oh no.
Tricky
I broke him. I broke a player.
Oh, Mike.
I know. Oh.
Now, so once I find this windmill, what do I do?
You must take control of this windmill. Go down and down still until there is no more depth to gain. There you will see your vault, your gate. You must present with it 3 keys.
Now we're getting somewhere. Where can I find these keys?
I tire.
Right. I figured as much. Right. Anna. Oh, that's right. She's working on the safe.
Let's talk about this. Sure. Let's talk about this safe. So,
Anna is outside of Nobody's Inn right now.
oh, all right.
If she wants to do something, she's going to go all the way and do it. She wants to see how the person would get in and all that. So she's going to be kind of circling.
I respect that. I respect that a lot. Okay. So you're trying to like basically break into your own place.
Basically.
Okay. Make me a stealth roll, which crazy enough, this is the first roll. No, I guess we rolled the D100s. This is the first actual skill roll, I think, so far. No, those are perceptions. You know what? It's fine. Don't even listen to me.
So that's a dirty 20.
Oh, wow. So what? You rolled like a 5 with your
I
bonus?
rolled a 12, actually.
Dang nabbit. Gosh, you and your... All right. Dirty 20. Give me 1 sec here. All right. You sneak around. At one moment, you see a guard starting to look your way, but something distracts him, and he kind of looks back over to whatever else that was, whatever it was, and it turns out it was just some kids like running around and playing. But you managed to just kind of duck in. Are you going to like ascend, climb into like the second floor? Okay, so
well, she wants to look first and see, like, because that's probably what a thief would do. So she's just going to see if there's an easy way to get up there.
Okay. So circling around the back of the inn/residence. I mean, you can see like there seems to be like kind of a partial roof awning over top of one of the doors, and you're thinking, okay, there's some gutters there. You could probably jump onto the kind of clay gutter and try and kind of climb up. But knowing that like someone, let's say of my size, like someone who's kind of a bit more Rubenesque, that would be tough to grab onto because they could probably easily break it. So someone would have to be small and lithe like you or like Anna to be able to kind of hop up there. You also see what looks to be kind of a metal pipe drain that goes from like the very top eaves all the way down what looks to be into like a barrel. So it looks like people generally collect rain water and things like that just for public use and whatnot have you. You see like probably a few stones that kind of jut out a bit just from the masonry. Someone who's very adept at climbing would probably be able to kind of scrabble up that. But that's basically all the things that you see. I'm not going to even bother because you got a 17 passive perception. So yeah, you definitely see all that.
So she is going to try and scrabble up probably what she would think would be the most obvious way.
Okay. Then it would probably, that depends because again, because you're small and live, you pretty much have every avenue available to you.
Right.
So whichever way, make an athletics check.
Okay.
Whichever way you want to go, basically.
Yeah, I think she would think that a thief would be about her size. That's what she would assume. So probably going up that pipe would be the best. Ooh. Athletics?
Athletics.
Oh no.
I'm going to use my domain dice that I gave you.
Taking that domain die right back.
Yep. Okay, that's better. That's a 16.
16? Okay. And again, you're trying to do this quietly?
Yes.
All right, so then make me a stealth check.
Okay. Gosh, that is a crit fail. So that's a 9.
Okay. So actually, if that's the case, I don't believe it. You are extremely lucky. So even though you crit failed and you made a little bit of noise as you were kind of climbing up one of the clay tile roofs, so one of the clay tiles from the roof that you kind of kick off and kind of breaks. But the guard had moved on and didn't really hear it. Because the guard also failed. And even with his failure, with his 1, he only gets a 2, and because you get a 9, then I'm going to say that he still didn't see you. However, someone else has seen you. So as you make your way up and you climb up, and it's tough. It's really tough. Like you're slipping down. So you think that maybe this is going to be a lot harder than it seems. And eventually, as you kind of get up and up and up, and then you kind of catch a kind of what looks to be a weak spot on the pipe, and where it's put into the side of the building kind of starts to wobble a bit, and you feel like if you climb any higher, you're kind of worried that it's going to give way, and then you're going to come tumbling down.
How far away is she from the second floor then?
I would say you'd probably have to make a leap for it, which would be another athletics check.
All
or
right.
you can climb right down.
She's going to leap.
You leap, you soar.
Right? That's 13.
Okay, I was looking for a 10. So you grab on, and you do the very classic grab on, one hand falls, and you manage to kind of hold on with the second one, and you kind of just peek your head up. And so you'd be sneaking into the study?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So then in that case, you sneak up. I need you to make me another stealth roll.
Oh, that went out of the dice tray. Oops.
Convenient.
15 plus 8.
All right. You silently unlatch the window and kind of like pull it out, and then you kind of creep in. and as you turn around and you're kind of closing the window, someone does see you. But what does that person say?
Anna.
Shite.
Gaga.
The Anna just kind of tense. Right? Is there a reset?
Well, I won't tell 6 if that's what you're asking.
That's a... Yeah. Don't tell 6.
You did well, but I kind of played dirty myself, so...
I also just realized that if someone has any kind of magic or any kind of potion, they could just get up here very easily. I just did a lot of work for nothing.
Well, it's good practice, right?
Right. Right. But I did find some places, obviously, to sneak in.
Right. We'll need to address that.
Right. There's a lot of pipes and stuff sticking out of the wall. If someone did want to climb up, they could quite easily.
Is there something we can do to those spots to make it harder?
I'm not sure. We could... I mean, if we had more time, we could chip away at some of the stuff sticking out, but... And the pipe... Maybe we can take it off for now.
It might be a good idea. I'll talk to the staff about taking care of it.
And probably... Well, the guards are going to be in here, right?
Right.
And there's only the window and the door, so... If they can't climb up here, then that should be all right.
Right.
She's still, like, in thieving mode, so she is, like, looking around to see, like, what sort of distractions could be made if... She says, well, now that I've kind of wrecked this, maybe you can help try and figure out what they could do. Could distract the guards.
I think that's the right place to keep our focus. I'll be honest, there's not a better thief out there than you, Anna, and if you couldn't get in here sneaking, I don't think it's going to be hard for them to. So they're going to have to rely on trickery or distraction.
Magic.
Right.
Well, I can't control magic. I can only control what I know, and that is they climb up here, they go through the window, they could distract the guards somehow, and then she's going to go over and she's going to... How does the bookcase open? Is it just like a pull on a book, or to get to the safe?
I'm not entirely certain. That would be up to you guys.
I would think that Bevyn would have set something up a little less obvious. Like it's probably like you have to pull on a book, but then also reach in behind the book and flip a switch that's on the underside of the shelf of the shelf in a very specific spot. So,
okay.
But
so
everybody in our group knows how to do it.
Yeah. Right. There's a lot of books here, so it'd probably take a couple of minutes. And she is going to go to the bookcase and pretend to be someone who's like quickly pulling each of the books. Might take a couple minutes more to realize that it's not just a pull. Right. And then on top of that, they have to get into the safe. Well, I can say I would never attempt anything like this.
Seems an awful risky proposition for. I mean, it's a big reward, but that's high stakes.
Right.
To get caught.
I don't know, Bevyn. I just have the weirdest feeling. You know how when we were gonna take those blueprints, and then someone came in and just took them right under our noses, right before we even got a chance?
Yeah. There's the way things ought to be, and then there's the weird way things have been. So.
Right. It just got me a little concerned.
That's a heavy weight on our heads if we screw this up, too.
Right. I don't think we would be in business for much longer. If I know nobles.
Right. But maybe we can look into a magic ward or something like that. That's probably going to be pretty expensive. But we're running out of time as well. It may just be that we have to get involved in this a little bit too.
I agree. And I really don't trust the guards. They're stupid. They get distracted easily. Some people bring up some wine. They probably want to get involved in the fun too, right? They get drunk. And that's our asses on the line. I'll guard it.
I can't think of anyone that would be better at it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What was I? Of course, I'll guard it with the guards or whatever.
Maybe we ought to talk to Liv about it too. He might be able to keep an extra set of eyes on it for us, I guess.
Right. And he went mad, and he lit stuff on fire. He could do that too if someone got through both the guards and me. Could mess things up, create a whirlwind or ghostly fog or whatever.
It's worth a shot.
Didn't Chiaria used to speak with him all the time?
She did. But it's given what we're up against, it might mean more coming from you. Given your history.
Right. Yeah, all right. Hey, how are you doing? You were a little distracted at breakfast. You all right?
To be honest, no. I'm not sure what's going on, Anna, but whatever this thing is, it's bigger, it's older than anything I ever heard of. It's still talking to me a little, and it gave me some information about where the dragon horde is, but it's real cryptic, and well, I think we need more time. I don't want to rush into this. I think giving this stone over is probably might not be the best. It gets into the wrong hands.
Right.
I think it can help us find the gold.
I don't really like this gold or not.
This gold seems to be way more trouble than it's worth, but John, that's a lot of gold. But either way, we need to take our time figuring it out, and I think we need as much as I hate to say it, I think we need to get the other two involved in this decision, because it's all our heads if something goes wrong.
Right. Well, 6 is going to want to run along to Mert. I don't really trust him either.
I don't trust anyone
Right.
except for us.
But I agree. We should tell the group, tell the others.
Right. When they get back, we'll have our proper sit down. Try to figure this out. I have a feeling I'll get more out of the stone, but it might be a bit. He said he was tired. Don't know how a stone gets tired, but he clearly didn't want to talk anymore.
He's clearly playing games.
Oh, right.
What do you think?
He told me to find a windmill and a place with food. It's I don't know what it is, but it knows things and it's playing with me, but we got to see if we can figure it out. I think we can.
4 of us should be smarter than a rock. Well,
3.
I'm not so sure about 6. 3, right. All right, well, I'm going to go talk to Liv. And she would turn.
And Anna, you did good.
Right?
Right. Go talk to Liv.
So now, so you're not going to try and break into the safe?
No.
Okay. All right. So as you go and speak to Liv, we're going to go back to 6 and Asche. As you continue, as the two of you continue to walk down, you've made it past the market, down past basically the part where the high road and Waterdeep way kind of connect. So if you turn like one way, it would be Waterdeep way, other way would be the high road. You continue down the high road, and actually that's not true. You're actually at the that is correct. You've been walking for probably a good 25 30 minutes. I assume that's how long it would have taken Anna to try and do all that, what had transpired. And as you begin to walk, you keep going. You walk past the stone house, but of course, before that, you walk past the Underdark Tavern. Tavern that's been part of a couple of things that may or may not still have transpired. As you continue to walk down, eventually you make it, after a fashion, to the Weymouth. There you see it's always an extremely busy area. There are individuals standing there with luggage, waiting for carriages to take them through the southern gate to all parts of Faerun, and eventually, I was about to say Flaness. Wrong world, people. Wrong world. But across all of Faerun, the large continent of itself. You see quite a few people, some people haggling over pricing. You see quite a few people people arguing, laughing, crying, and hugging. It's very busy, so I don't think you see anyone that immediately stands out as a sommelier. I don't think you've ever met a sommelier. So
6. We should have brought a sign. We should have brought a sign for this guy. I have no idea what he's supposed to look like.
That's actually a very good point. I not thought of that.
Can Six even spell sommelier?
Look,
Can Jake?
I think I can. Six probably can't. I don't.
Okay.
I feel like Six probably doesn't know his letters.
No, you don't think so?
He's low int, low whiz. He gets by on storytelling and the oral tradition. So
True. Being a very handsome, tall Maine Coon.
yeah,
Patsy.
absolutely. And he's currently distracted at the Weymouth, looking at Melgard's fine leathers.
That's fair.
And we got a couple
That is-
hours before this guy's supposed to be here anyway.
Yeah, I would say at this point, yeah, it's probably.
I'm not saying let's go. We don't have to go role playing a shopping trip or anything. At this point, Six is just kind of window shopping in a lot of these places.
That's fair. I mean, it takes a little while. Eventually, as an hour passes, and you did arrive approximately an hour early. So if there was anything you did want to quickly pick up or anything you were looking to get, the shops are on the interactive map. So I mean, you can, there's Orm's High Bench, some mercenaries. There's warehouse.
What's Palaver's counter? What kind of business is that?
Palaver's counter is kind of a curio shop. So it would have some like basic things, some like basic adventuring gear, rope, your 10-foot pole, there's probably several barrels of them. There's probably several barrels. There's probably, pitons and torches and, kind of everything that an adventurer would need to leave the South Gate and go off on whatever they want. They also have like strange little curiosities, which seems to be locked behind like kind of a very frail yet sturdy looking glass cabinet.
During this, I think Ash should be just kind of watching the crowd as they go in and out of the gate, keeping an eye out for somebody who would also be looking around maybe for being picked up, since they don't have a sign and we don't know what he looks like, right? I don't think.
No, you do not. You only know that you were there to pick up the sommelier.
Okay.
Yeah, to be fair, we don't even know if this sommelier is a man or a woman, or even I don't know that we know a whole lot about them.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just keep an eye out and see if I can.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Since Palaver's counter is a, you said it's kind of like a basic outfitter's place. Although, maybe this place here, where'd it go? Barandar's World of Words might be the better choice. But, a sheet of parchment, and I would imagine just kind of going in there and saying, hey, I'm sorry, do you have can I borrow a pen and maybe, like, I don't know, buy a piece of poster parchment from you?
Sorry, you're going to Barandar's or are you going to Palaver's?
I feel like...
Because Palaver's might have it. I mean, you don't know. But
well, yeah, I mean, I would start there, I guess, if they're carrying a lot of adventuring gear. I'm just looking for a piece of paper about this big, something that we can write a word on, and we're looking for somebody.
Oh, yes. I normally sell paper by the ream, but
what's a ream?
It's a ream. It's a stack of paper. Just
Oh,
it's fine. Just a moment. Ah, yes, here we are. I'm selling 3 sheets of paper for 1 copper piece. I've a few broken reams here. Never understood why people just don't take the whole ream. And then he holds up what looks to be an incredibly thick stack. It almost looks like a thick hardcover book. That's a ream. You know, you'd be surprised at how many wizards and druids and enchanters and enchantresses and all sorts of folks in between. They all need paper. You know, and everyone thinks, oh no, I'm just going to get a sword. I'm just going to go around and hit things with it. Anyway, and he kind of thumps it down with a bit of a dusty billowing, and he grabs 3 reams of paper. Right. What else would you like?
Do you know how to spell the word sommelier?
Yes, of course.
Would you mind writing that in big, thick letters on this piece of paper?
What?
I will still purchase it from you. I will pay you extra if you want. I need a person to see this sign.
Ink is not cheap, but all right. And he writes out the word sommelier. Just give it a moment, and he kind of starts fanning the paper to kind of dry the ink off. Right, well, use of some ink, 1 sheet of paper, 5 copper.
I will reach into my bag, and I will pull out... Where did my things go? I will pull out a... We'll pull out a gold piece. You have been very kind to me, and I do not want to understate that I appreciate the minor inconvenience. And I place the gold coin.
Well, is there anything else you like? I mean, this is incredibly generous, and I appreciate it. But is something else I can interest you in? I mean, we have many different things. If your generosity matches, and I also have a bit of magic items here.
Oh?
Oh yes, the ever-smoking bottle. That run you around 600 gold pieces. I also have over there. You kind of can't see it, but it's sort of behind the cursed items. You'll see we have a few bands of Belaro. Not very many folks have those, but very, very good. They'll run you 2,000 gold pieces each. But let me tell you, if you absolutely have to confine something, keep it from running away from you or attacking you, bands of Belaro are your best bet at 2,000 gold pieces, but money well spent. Money well spent, I tell you. Oh, but they do not work on liches or, other partially incorporeal undead. That's something. And dragons. They do not work on dragons. I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten these iron bands back from adventurers who've been killed because they think they can just throw it at a dragon and then consider themselves dragon slayers. It's ridiculous.
Well, I must say, I am very intrigued by these iron bands of Belaro. But it is not at the top of what I am looking for today, but I assure you, should I head outside the city, I will be coming back to see you about this.
Yes, of course. I also have a decanter of endless water as well. But if you want that, it's 1,600 gold pieces. But again, if you ever need water, it's in there.
I can see where that would be quite beneficial. I tell you what, I'm looking just at... don't get me wrong, I'm very much intrigued by these magical items that you have. But I see you've got a couple of these little glass bottles.
What, just plain glass bottles?
It's a gift.
Oh, yes, of course.
I would like to purchase 3 of those if you have them.
Yes, of course. Unfortunately, I don't exactly.
They're 2 gold pieces each.
Okay.
I'm looking at the adventuring gear list.
Thank you.
And is
All
that
right, well,
the bag of ball bearings?
oh, yes.
I don't know
I'll
what
tell you
just happened to my accent. It's not the bag of ball bearings.
Oh, charming,
Oh,
yes.
Charlie.
Ah, yes. Good show, good show. Bully for you. Bully for you for good eyes, good sir. Bully for you. Yes, those are, I think they come in bags of 500?
1,000.
1,000.
A
Yeah.
1,000 for a gold piece.
Sure. Here you are. Okay, so a bag of ball bearings and some glass bottles. Be 10 gold pieces.
Not wanting this individual to think any less of my generosity, I will give him 12
All right.
in the hopes
he
that
takes the 2 and slides them back. He said, no. Actually, sorry. He takes 3 and slides them back.
oh,
You've been far too generous. You've already given me 1 gold piece for your kindness, but I think this is more than adequate, and I deeply appreciate your kindness and your patronage. Please do come down sometime if you wish to shop, pick up anything you might need. I always have new stock coming in. I can't tell you how many inept adventurers go out and then come back because they don't know how to use the items that they buy from here. Idiots. Honestly. Anyway. Don't forget your sign. Here you are. And he hands back the sommelier sign, which is, now that you look at it, it's really nicely scripted. I mean, it's definitely, if this guy wasn't a shop owner, you'd swear he was a calligrapher.
I can only assume that this says sommelier, and as I take it and I thank him, you have been most kind, and I really like your shop here. I will be sure to return and bring my friends.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
I'm holding this sign like really gingerly, and as I walk outside to Asche, I'm kind of mimicking what he did. Not sure that it needs to keep being done, like shaking it like a Polaroid, kind of.
Hey, what you got there, Six?
And I imagine holding it upside down. I hand it to Asche. I procured us a sign that has, that says sommelier.
Does it actually say sommelier?
Yes, it does. It
Okay.
does.
All right, that's wonderful. Okay,
Except, I mean, it's upside down, so if you can read.
it is upside down. So she'd take it and flip it over. All right, fantastic. How much time do we have?
You'd probably have about. Well, you don't know. You're not really sure. This guy could show up early. This person could show up late. You're
All right.
not entirely certain.
Then I think Ash would take it, and would there be maybe like a small fountain, probably a little watering station for like incoming horses and stuff?
There would be, yes.
Yes.
There would be some there. There would also be probably like there would be like rain barrels attached to many of the stores that you see. Some of them even have ladles in them that people just ladle out and drink from, and that is in no way unsanitary because fantasy.
So I think in that case, she'd probably, stand up on one of those little fountains if it's not too crowded and just kind of hold the sign. Yeah, and just hang out, and hopefully they'll get a response from somebody. The right somebody.
Well, as you stand there holding up the sign, kind of waving it, you get a few very odd looks from people as they walk by, and they kind of look at you strange because you're standing on top of a fountain waving a sign.
Fair enough.
Some of them think you're selling something, or some of them think you may be touched by the gods.
Huh.
That's fine. So some time goes by, and sure enough, a carriage kind of pulls up, a very decent carriage. A few well-dressed individuals who seem to be dressed in in a style that isn't very typical for kind of this area. It seems to be kind of a much more eastern, southeast, slightly southeastern kind of a style of doublet and clothing. As the door opens, or as the driver opens the door, a what you would assume to be a male man kind of steps out, bald head, wisp thin, wearing what looks to be just this kind of very beautiful like royal blue with probably like cloth of gold stitching all throughout it, and this like amazing pattern with this very like this stunningly crisp white as new driven snow ascot. And he walks with as if his back was like perfectly plumb, that you could like his back is so ramrod straight. And as he presents himself, and you see him speaking to the driver.
Let's see. Good morrow, good sir. Any chance you might be waiting for a oh shoot. My words, I lost them.
The words are gone.
The words are gone. You're waiting for an escort to the Nobody's Inn.
The gentleman stops talking to the driver, who has collected all of his things, and he turns around and kind of clicks his heels together and makes this kind of very audible like clap, and he bows and he says, "Hello, my name is Jean Coeur de Lion. I am the sommelier from Cormier, and I am very much looking forward to being in your charmingly rustic inn. Now, please, lead the way. I am very tired, and I am looking forward to a very nice nap." And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Wonderful. What was his name? Jean-Carl de Lion?
Not even close, but hey, you tried.
What is his name, though? Tell me.
Jean Coeur de Lion.
I said de Lion.
And to anyone that speaks French, you know exactly what that is. And that's because they made up the name in like 3 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to write that down phonetically.
Can you drop that in the chat?
Sure. I'll even write it out properly.
Please. It'd be wonderful.
I'm just going to write John Carl the Lion.
John Carl.
And I know, Megan, I know you're shaking your head. You're like, oh, really? Really? Really?
Is that a French Canadian reference?
No, it's not. It's not. It's just such a bog standard fantasy name that actually it's not even a fantasy name too. I mean, there is one individual who was called that, an English king. So there you go.
All right.
Anyway, hey folks, thanks for coming out this evening, and thanks for spending time with us. It was great to have you, and it was great to jump into Waterdeep once more. It's been a little while, and I love this. I love this campaign. I love this world. I love this module. It is a great module, and if you haven't run it, I'd suggest you do, because the great thing about this is that there is so much going on in Waterdeep that you can just start going off in your own direction. Like this whole sommelier thing, no, this is not even in the module. This is all me, and we're gonna see what happens. Horrible things will happen. It'll be fun.
Until this moment, I didn't know that.
There you go. There's actually been a lot of things that you guys have been playing in that aren't part of the actual module, but there's so much to it, and all the things that you can think of, especially as a dungeon master, game master, referee, storyteller, however you want to call yourself. There's so much that you can build off of. Like you don't necessarily have to go in a crazy wacky direction, but the way Waterdeep is as a setting, and I call Waterdeep a setting, I know it's Faerun, but Waterdeep itself is such a large city. As a setting, you can have this main path and have so many wonderful branching spots and like things you can just add on to it here and there. It's fantastic. And it gives you plenty of opportunity. But I'm going to stop talking because I've done a lot of talking. Not talking anymore.
So, yeah, absolutely. In Waterdeep Dragon Heist, I actually have not done more than briefly peruse the book since Mike was going to be running it for us. I do know that it is set up to take, so that you can set it up to take place in one of 4 seasons, each one with its own primary antagonist. So there's a replayability there and a lot of flexibility based on, if you're playing it in a group and then you want to run it and you can run something completely different. I got to ask, though, Mike, did you put the Iron Bands of Bolaro there specifically for me, or is that pure coincidence?
It's pure coincidence.
Because I've mentioned those before. The Iron Bands of Bolaro was my first ever magic item that I received in D&D back in 2nd edition in the 90s, and has always held a special place for me, so I always try to include it in games. Here and there.
$2,000.
Hey, better late than never. Fellowship of the Table just popped in with a... I'm going to set this right. With a resub to bring us up to 6 domain dice. So thank you for that. As a reminder, not just for Mini Terrain Domain, but on Twitch, as you're checking out some of the other channels, it is September. So brand new Tier 1 subscriptions, or converting Prime to Tier 1, or converting gift subscriptions to Tier 1 subscriptions are all 50% off. And of course, you can always gift subs to people and sub for yourself, or link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and you get a free sub every month, which gives you access to emotes and all those cool things. We do thank you for tuning in tonight. As a reminder, tomorrow night is a sort of informal first session of Legends and Legacies, a new Tales of Phandelver campaign that I'll be running every other Tuesday. This Wednesday sees the return of Spire, the City Must Fall, a Mini Terrain Domain presentation GM'd by Connor of Dice on Ice and produced by Megan of Dice on Ice, along with some incredible players, Philip Maddie, Jeff Doty, and Lloyd Collins. It's just an all-star lineup on that show. Thursday night, we return with Dawnbringers, The Ghosts of Saltmarsh, Season 3. I believe we are in Episode 7. And then Friday night is CFTRPG production presented by Mini Terrain Domain of Curse of Strahd by Alan, another fine GM running his own campaign here on the channel. So be sure to check out all of those wonderful things. A huge thank you to all of you who tuned in tonight, people with their subscriptions, their resubscriptions, and just hanging out with us for a couple hours while we play some more Dungeons and Dragons. And finally, a big thank you to D&D Beyond for making us an insider, giving us the access that has made, I know personally it has greatly enhanced my online gameplay, to be able to quickly reference everything and have character sheets readily available. So be sure to check them out. I think that is about it. So until next time, we are going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream. And you can say it with me if you want. Bolaro.